And the big breaking news that we're getting in right now is from the Supreme Court issuing a notice to the Delhi Police and Union of India. The court also issuing contempt notice to the lawyers that were shown in India today's sting operation, claiming that they have beaten Kanhaiya Kumar. The lawyers, Vikram Chauhan, Om Sharma and Yashpal Singh, who were caught on camera boasting about their act and threatening to commit more such acts. The Supreme Court has sought their reply by 1 week. So a big story coming in there, an impact of that sting operation that we showcased to our viewers, how these three lawyers were caught on camera, far from being, remorseful about that attack. They were absolutely unrepentant and were in fact boasting and showing off about what they did outside the Patiala House Court. Anusha Soni joins us for more on this. Anusha, this is obviously a big India Today impact, the Supreme Court taking cognizance of that sting operation. What exactly happened inside court?
It was Prashant Bhushan who led the arguments. Earlier, remember, he had filed a petition in the Supreme Court based on the sting operation which was done by the India Today group. Today, the Supreme Court asked about what the sting operation had, what kind of details were there, what were the sort of statements these lawyers were making. And Prashant Bhushan in detail laid out the statements which Vikram Singh Chauhan and other lawyers were brazenly making, caught on the camera, talking about throwing petrol bombs or the violence that they did with Kanhaiya. And as you mentioned, how they were unrepentant and even intended to do further violence. Taking all of this into account, the Supreme Court has issued a contempt notice against these three lawyers. That means they'll have to respond as to why, the court should not hold them accountable for the contempt of the order of the Supreme Court, which asked for a peaceful hearing at the Patiala House Court. Also, a notice has been issued to Centre to seek a response on what sort of investigation is underway in this matter, what has been the procedure and the investigation of the Delhi police. So all these parties have been asked to give a speedy reply to the Supreme Court within a week, and next Friday all these parties will come forward and tell in substance what have they done about that entire vandalism and also against these rogue lawyers.
Absolutely. Anusha, stay with me. The beating up of JNU students by these errant lawyers within the Delhi Patiala House Court, despite express instructions from the Supreme Court, was indeed very shameful, and what really added to that was that sting operation that showcased that far from being repentant, they were in fact very proud of what they did. Now, can you just tell me the tone and tenor of the judges while they issued the contempt notice against these three lawyers?
Avanika, as this issue has been a polarizing issue which has divided opinions across the country, and as far as the approach of the judiciary has been concerned, the bench led by Justice Chelameshwar has been taking a very balanced approach, refraining from making any elaborate observations or comments about what has been happening. So after much discussion with the fellow judge, it's a two-judge bench which was hearing this matter, Justice Chelameshwar just limited his observations and the order to the extent that he said we are just issuing a notice and let them come forward and explain this matter. So the tone is of moderation. The tone is to make sure that none of the parties involved in this matter further aggravate, or are intimidated.
Okay, all right. Anusha, thank you so much for joining us and getting us the very latest update. Supreme Court there issuing a contempt notice against the three lawyers who were caught on camera boasting about what they did outside the Patiala House Court, where they beat up JNU students and journalists and other people who were present for the presentation of JNU Student Union President Kanhaiya Kumar. And now the Supreme Court has given these lawyers 1 week notice to reply and give their side of the story.
Director Rajkumar Hirani is in Pune, and what is he doing there? Well, he will be filming Sanjay Dutt's exit from the jail. This is for the biopic Badshah, based on Dutt's lifestyle.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Gadgets and Gizmos. My name is Gaurav Preti, and in this week's episode, I am out eating lunch at a fine dine restaurant, man. Yeah.